5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Please welcome.
Please welcome.
Please welcome.
Welcome to the gayest podcast ever.
Hello, and welcome to the gayest podcast ever. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Josh, and I'm here with
Eric and CJ.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We're so excited that you guys came back, and we're just really excited to talk about our topics today, including everything pop culture related, and we got some really, really good topics for you. And to dive right in, we're going to talk about dun 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 celebrity divorces.
Wah, wah.
I know, it's super sad, but on everyone's radar, it's currently...
We got to kick it off. We talked about it last week.
It's Miss Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth.
What was her song? Slide Away?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So this is my favorite. No, I shouldn't say my favorite thing. But so they both put out a statement that, oh, you know what? We're going to separate. We're going to divorce. We're doing all this. And just please respect our privacy. And then Miley Cyrus releases a song called Slide Away. And it's literally about how two people growing apart.
But can I ask a question? So... were they legally married? Because there's been speculation that they were not legally married, and this is like the Brody Jenner thing. Like, these people just have all these big ceremonies, and then they don't file the documentation or whatever to get married.
Like a shaman did it, or like some hippie.
Whatever. Like, if you're going to get married, get married.
So they weren't legally, like, with the paperwork and all that?
That's what I've heard. Okay. I don't know.
Spiritually, yes.
But she basically wrote a song and was like, look, I'm done with you. Now I'm into Brody Jenner's girlfriend. Her wife. Whatever.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there is some speculation that Miley is, living her
life. Her best by life.
Oh my God, living her best.
She's always been free-spirited, though, so no one's surprised.
She was like, bye, Liam.
Bye, Liam. Hello to
Caitlin.
I don't even know her name. I love that you know that. But like, and we're not going to talk about this the entire time, but like, did anyone really put $100 that this was gonna make it?
How many times were they on again, off again?
I watched their Instagram videos and they were pretty cute. Like, he loves to scare her. Like,
right, because that is what makes a happy marriage.
If my significant other based our Instagram videos off of scaring me, I would be out of there so fast. Wow. I couldn't. But yeah, so this is kind of like our kickstart. So we really started thinking about, man, what are some of the biggest celebrity divorces? And I want to start with some of the most shocking ones. Okay. Like the ones that you thought, like, we all thought Miley and Liam weren't going to make it. But like, who were just like blew your mind? Like, oh my God, did you hear who's getting a divorce? I did not see it coming. Do you guys have any of those?
I have a couple.
Oh, look at you.
I was devastated when Brad and Jen got divorced. Like, it rocked me to my core.
Was it really shocking, though?
It was shocking to me until the little
there were
record.
All of the rumors there.
No, I agree with Eric. I thought for sure they were like Hollywood's golden couple. They're both so like bronzed and blonde and beautiful. And
they were like the Blake and Ryan of that generation. Like, everybody loved them.
Yeah, everyone. I'm with Eric. I thought I was totally blown away. I was like, no, this can't be true. And then I watched Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and I was like, oh, I see it now.
Oh, you were for sure having an affair.
Oh my God, like that's chemistry to a whole new level.
Well, I think Angelina is probably a homewrecker too. So.
Wow. Then fast forward later. So Brad and Jen were married from like 2000 to 2005. And then Brad and Angelina were together in 2005, like a day after they like finalized their divorce or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he's off in Egypt with her, with the kid. I think at one time it was just one child, and then they ended up adopting another one, and then
No, she had 3 by the time they were together. She had Pax, Maddox, and Zahara.
They have a village.
And then they got Vivian and Knox and Shiloh when they were together.
She's going for that Madonna status. She's the more the merrier.
Well, a little more like Mia Farrow if we want to throw it way back. But yeah, no. So then Brad was with her, but then that divorce also shocked me because I thought, in my head, I was like, oh, Jennifer just doesn't want kids, and I think and I hope I don't want to offend anyone with this, but like Jennifer Aniston, who I love and adore, the girl just doesn't want kids. And I think all these different men want to think that, oh, I can change her mind. Oh, I think I can be the one to be like, oh, she'll want a child with me.
A lot of people do that in relationships, though.
Exactly. And I good for Jennifer for being like, no, this is what I want.
That's stuff you got to talk about. But I mean,
that's a first date topic.
Yeah.
100%.
I was kind of shocked when Jenna and Channing Tatum got divorced. I did not see that coming.
I mean, I only disagree because Channing's star was rising so fast,
right,
and hers was not.
What she was? Did they?
What'd
meet?
she do?
What does he do? What has he done lately? I mean, I know I'm a huge Channing Tatum fan, but like he hasn't done anything lately. Like, what is keeping you guys apart? I mean, probably a lot, I guess.
But she was a dancer, right? They met on Step Up.
Step Up
2?
Yeah. No, Step Up 1. They were the original Step Up.
But I mean, his career, I feel like, has gone up. I mean, totally agree with Josh.
Magic Mike made me go up.
Obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that, like, and this is another thing I think with a lot of the celebrity couples that we're going to talk about is that one star really, really starts rising and one doesn't. And I think that is so huge in a lot of these celebrity divorces that you see. And that's a great segue because what I really want to talk about a little bit is the Oscar love curse. You guys know about this?
I do not.
So,
no.
Women who win the Best Actress at the Oscars then get divorced right after. And it was really, really prevalent in the 2000s, like from 2000 to 2010, because what happened was Halle Berry won in 2002 for Monsters Ball.
Now that you say
it, and then Eric
yeah.
Benet, exited.
Okay.
Then Hilary Swank won in 2000. Hilary Swank won in 2000 and 2005, and Chad Lowe was like, "Peace out." And sorry, Chad Lowe, you're not Rob Lowe. Rob
Lowe's daddy. AF.
Yeah, I'm here for that. That Reese Witherspoon, 2006, Walk the Line.
Yeah.
Kate Winslet, 2009, The Reader, and then Sandra Bullock, 2010, The Blind Side.
I was devastated by Sandra Bullock because I watched The Apprentice with him on there, and I was like, Jesse's such a nice guy.
Oh, and
big man whore.
The worst. And I think it was both Halle Berry and Sandra Bullock adopted his previous children from a previous relationship and still have a relationship with them. Mm-hmm. And here are these men who clearly Jesse James is not as famous as Sandra Bullock.
But they were in the process of adopting a child together.
Right? Louis.
Yeah.
Louis. Mm-hmm. Love him. So adorable. But the same with Halle Berry and Eric Benet, what's it called? Eric Benet's daughter, Halle Berry still has a relationship with him or with the little girl. And it's just man, these are women who are trying to have it all. They're going to have their career. They're going to be the family person. And these men are cheating on them with these little skanks.
But some celebrity exes can make it work out. Chris Martin and Gwyneth Paltrow got divorced and they were both recently spotted on the beach. With their new spouses, because he's dating the girl from 50 Shades of Grey. Dakota Johnson, Chris Martin, and her
not
dating.
Melanie Griffith's daughter.
Yes, they're dating, and they all hang out together. When Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner got divorced, he lived in the house, and they were making it all about the kids, and they still did a lot of stuff together.
So that's called being an adult.
Hello,
right?
I'm friends with my ex-wife. I get it. It
and
works.
that's so important, especially when there are kids involved. You gotta be a smart adult about it. And speaking of Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner, I mean Jennifer Garner was one of the ones that drove to the house and got him to the rehab center. And this is her ex-husband, but it's still the father of her children. And we all know I carry a big torch for Jennifer Garner, who I love. And that was one of my most devastating ones.
I carry a torch for Ben Affleck because people tell me I look like him.
So between those two, who was the rising star?
It's a tough call. I feel like they both had really good careers because Ben Affleck was very different than he was with Jennifer Garner when he was with J-Lo. He was such a Hollywood celebrity and was very flashy. And I feel like he was more down to earth when he was with Jennifer Garner, but he kind of missed that whole flashy part of Hollywood because his career wasn't as big as it was when he was with J-Lo.
Well, and then the whole Argo when he was directing,
huge,
and he was winning all the awards. I mean, those were the Jennifer Garner years, and where he really was not just an actor, but he had won an Oscar for screenwriting with Matt Damon, and then he had never. I don't think he's ever won an Oscar for acting, but he then.
Oh no, Good Will Hunting was the
screenplay.
Yeah,
original screenplay.
Mm-hmm.
But then, and he actually lost the Oscar for Argo for directing. It may have won Best Picture. I
can't remember
confirm. I
either,
can't remember.
yeah.
But either way, like I just remember him like thanking Jennifer Garner, and like they were just like such a beautiful couple, and I was just so happy for them and little Violet and Samuel.
Were you shocked by the Tomcat divorce? Because I was not.
No one was shocked. By
I was
that
like,
divorce.
Joey Potter, what are you doing with this guy?
That was getting so weird with the whole Scientology thing.
and
Nicole-
Oprah's couch.
Yeah.
Nicole Kidman went through it with the Scientology. Katie Holmes went through it.
He filed for divorce from Nicole Kidman right before their 10-year anniversary, though, so he didn't have to do that California law stuff.
Well, and my favorite thing about the Tomcat divorce is that Katie Holmes' father is an attorney.
Oh, she set it up before she
set it
did
up.
it.
She knew exactly what
She
she's
knew.
doing.
She was
and
like,
we can
nah.
have a whole episode on Scientology because I got a lot of things to say about that. But
Don't speak too loud. The building's just right over there.
Oh my God! There's a Scientology building downtown now.
I just told Josh downstairs the biggest celebrity divorce in Hollywood. Guess how much money was involved? It was Mel Gibson.
Oh my God.
$425 million his ex-wife got in that divorce settlement. Don't sign that prenup. Don't sign it.
And that's I think why she got so much is because they were married before Mel Gibson was like,
And they had 7
the
kids.
Patriot and the Braveheart guy, all that stuff. They didn't have no prenup. He didn't have no money back.
Maybe
then.
that's why he went batshit crazy and a racist all of a sudden. He lost all that money, so now he's...
Yeah, she got out at a good time. Like,
Oh, she did.
she took the money and ran.
She was like, this was fun. It
Yeah.
got to go.
It got to go.
I wonder. Maria Shriver probably didn't need any money when she got divorced from Arnold, and she found out he had his love child with the maid. But
And who? The second you saw the photo of that child, everyone's like, "I don't need a paternity test. That child is Arnold's." Like,
Correct.
It was insane.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and my other favorite, I shouldn't say favorite, but one of the craziest divorce scandals, man, the Tiger Woods.
Oh,
and
that was juicy.
that was my favorite week ever because I think on Monday, like, one girl came out. And then by Tuesday, like, 2 had come out. And then by Wednesday, 10. And then it was, like, multiplying exponentially. Like, it was just going through the roof of the number of girls that were coming out. And poor Elin just was, like, took that golf club to his, like, Escalade. And was
Good
just like,
for her.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
And
good for-
she probably got a good
But Sam, I do
settlement.
admire how, like, it's got to be hard to have your breakup and all your business put in the spotlight. Like, like Reese Witherspoon and Ryan Phillippe, they handled theirs with very big grace and dignity. Like, I thought they were so cute when they first got together in Cruel Intentions, and she told him at her birthday party, like, I think you're my birthday present.
Well,
and I really thought they were going to last. Their kids were so cute. And
they were gorgeous together.
gorgeous.
But talk about elevation. Her star is still just going.
100%. So just to finalize this kind of segment, I just want to, is there any divorced couple that you would love to see reconnect?
Brad and Jen, 100%.
I totally think I would love a Brad and Jen reunion, and they're hanging out lately.
Well,
so-
I think he has kids now, so he doesn't have to depend on her. I don't know if she's down for being the stepmom.
Yeah.
I mean, she just gets better and better looking.
Yeah, but she's like a fine wine. She just ages. Oh.
Mine, I hope it's not left field, but it's the one I'm just hoping for. It's going to happen one day. Jessica Simpson and Nick Lachey.
There's
Oh my
no
God.
way that's ever happening.
Nope.
I am a diehard Jessica Simpson fan, but no, there's no way
Man,
that's
I
happening.
am. The Newlyweds was my jam.
Newlyweds was everyone's jam. It's when
Oh my God.
reality TV was starting to blow up.
Oh, he was the grand marshal at the Detroit Thanksgiving Day parade, and was featured on the Newlyweds, and I was just like, yes. But he'll leave Vanessa, whatever. Go back to
No, I was
Texas
actually creeping
Hollywood,
down his Instagram
and
the other
he'll
day.
be done with, or she'll be done with the football player or whatever. And bring the Brady Bunch style.
I disagree.
No.
Disagree with that
Chicken
one,
of the
Joshua.
sea.
Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
These are my thoughts.
Well,
Yeah. Well, and so other thoughts, and I'm sure this comes up a lot about celebrities and all that type of thing, is how they look and how they feel about that. And CJ has a little more information on that.
Yeah, so this past weekend, I was invited to a float down a river just in Ann Arbor. And I knew just a handful of people, but not everyone. So there ended up being like 60 or so people. And as Steve and I pulled up, we noticed, okay, there's a lot of skinny boys over there. There's some fit boys over there. Some more skinny boys over there. No one looks like me.
I'm not eating for 3 days.
And if you don't know, I am considered a bear at Mr. Michigan Bear Expo 2019, the first.
We got our own friend celebrity.
Right. So I think Steve and I were both a little nervous that we might be judged. Taking off our shirts. All these boys are wearing like briefs, little bikini things, and we're wearing full trunks, whatever.
Board shorts.
Right. But surprisingly, everyone was super nice. No one said anything. We didn't feel like anyone was judging us, which is great. Could have been the alcohol, or they were talking about us behind our backs, maybe. But no, we felt great. So I started thinking about, well, why do I feel so uncomfortable about my body? I identify as a bear, so that's what I should just suspect.
No, I mean, body issues are a thing that everybody I feel deals with. I mean, sometimes you just get dressed and you're like, okay, like I feel good about myself. Then you'll see a picture later on in the night and you're like, oh, that's a terrible photo. Like, I feel everybody has body issues. It's not an uncommon thing, but I definitely think in gay culture, it's way more judged upon. Like, if you see like a hot muscly guy walk by, you're like, oh, dude, I wish I looked like that. But I mean, you got to be comfortable in your own skin.
Well, and I guess too, everybody kind of feels uncomfortable with themselves because they always want to be more or something that they're not. I used to be super skinny. I was definitely a twink in college. McDonald's dollar menus took me out of that. But
can you just touch on that though for a second? Because I have so many straight girlfriends that ask me like, when you try to describe like the gay roles, like, oh, a wolf or an otter or like bear, like,
I would love to know what a wolf is.
Whatever. Can you just describe what all those are?
Well, I don't know. I'm definitely not an expert. I consider myself a bear, and I think it really just depends on how you feel based on the terminology or what people consider you. When I was running for Mr. Michigan Bear, a lot of people kept going, oh, but you're a cub. You're a cub. You're not big enough to be a bear. And I was like, what does that mean? I'm a larger guy. I'm hairy. Why am I a cub and considered a bear? So I guess it really just depends on how you feel. Otters, I guess, are more thin and fit, but they're hairy.
Okay.
And then like a twink is someone who's usually younger, no hair, more lean.
That Eric has no interest in whatsoever.
No.
And but you're right. Like, and I guess you're right. There's no like weight class. It's not like, oh, you get to like 200 pounds, you're this category. You're 300 pounds, you're this category. But I think for the most like generalization of the category, and this is a generalization, it's a stereotype. We're talking about that. A bear is generally a more robust, hairy gentleman who is of the gay persuasion. But, I think the thing, like, especially bringing it back to me, even just, like, not even body shaming, but, like, I'll never forget the first time I saw a photo. I was like, who is that man with that bald head over there with that hairline? And it was like, oh, my God, that's my shirt. Oh, my God, that's me. I'm balding. And that's when I was like, nope, it's coming off. I'm shaving my head. And, but it's like, because in your head, you see on Instagram, you see on Facebook, you see all these different types of, the beautiful man. And I'm using some air quotes. I'm using.
Did you just call me beautiful?
I think you're beautiful.
That's so sweet.
But you're thinking of these.
I can relate, Josh. I have to have my hair thinned out when I get a cut.
Oh, please.
Oh, you know what? Take a lap. But no, we're talking about, you're seeing people on Instagram that, are showing their six-pack abs and their very precisely trimmed chest hair and their beautifully coiffed hair. And, it's just like, oh. And I was like, why do I follow this? Why do I see this? It doesn't make me feel good. Like, it doesn't, like, I like it, but it doesn't make me feel good. So it's like, why? And like, it just is a perpetual stereotype of certain, gay definitions of what you think masculinity is, what you think gay men should look like.
Oh, the masculinity.
But I think it's what we consider perfection. So what I've kind of realized is what I see as attractive doesn't mean that just because I'm not that I'm not attractive to someone else, because what I consider attractive is not attractive to someone else by any means. But I mean, wolves are, I think, older, graying, thin, muscle guys.
Ooh, so there it is. So I'm into wolves and daddies.
You have polar bears, who are your older bears with gray or white hair.
Okay.
Panda bears are just...
Oh my God, there's so many classifications of bears.
I went down a rabbit hole on Google, and there's an absurd amount. And
I don't even know all there
it
is.
gets a little like racist kind of stereotype.
Oh, definitely.
You know, like, because you're literally like defining a group of people by, you know, their nationality, by their weight class, by their hair type.
But this used to come into play a lot, like when I was single, like, and you'd go on like the dating apps or whatever, and everyone would be like, "Oh, like no femmes, no twinks, like mask for mask." Like they have all these qualifications
Mask for mask
before they'll even talk to you. And like, what does that even mean?
Exactly, and that was my question. What do these things mean? And I understand. Okay, when you say no fats, at what weight points is someone
yes,
considered
100%.
fat? Because when I weigh 220 now, proud of it. But when I weighed 190, my doctor still said, "Oh, you're overweight." And I'm like, okay, 190. If I get down to 180, what is the weight that I need to be? What do guys consider to be? Same thing with femme. We all know sometimes we can be really queenie and feminine. But
when I met Josh, I thought it was a huge queen.
Yeah, and I love me some Britney Spears. I love me some Broadway musicals. But at the exact same time, we were sitting down at the sports bar, and I was the one telling them who played in the last Super Bowl and who's, you know, what sports are spent. I was like, oh no, the Lions played on Thursday nights, preseason. You know, it's like so it's like I may be queenie, but like I can also talk about sports. So does that make me less queen? Like, and why does that matter?
Met my husband.
who gauges these things? It's what I don't understand. And
Who's
then,
in charge?
And it goes even further.
I want to speak to Karen, the manager.
Right away. Thanks. When it goes even further, when people are like no blacks, no Asians, are you telling me that you're not attracted to anyone who is a different race or
Have
within
they
those
seen
races?
Idris Elba? Like,
Right,
come on.
exactly. I'm just like, when they say no Latinos, like Mario Lopez, are you not attracted to
That's a tough sell, but
Extra.
But I think Reese, you can tell me if I think I'm wrong, but I feel like the bear community has become a little more acceptable because I think events like the contest I'm in, or there's a lot more exposure. RuPaul had a couple muscle bears as her pit crew members, and I think people are now looking at body hair a lot differently than what they did maybe 10, 15 years ago. Because I was a twink in college, though, I shaved every inch of my body because that's what the guy I was dating wanted. But now everyone's like, oh, body hair, body hair, body hair. What do you think?
I'm all about the body hair. Like you, yeah. I want to. I'm into men. I want to date a man. I'm not looking for a boy. So maybe I'm being a little like prejudiced or whatever. Like because I'd like definitely a man that has a little hair on his body.
well, and like it's funny because like if you look at like if I remember watching and this is watching like Working Girl in the 80s with Melanie Griffith.
I love that movie.
And Alec Baldwin. And Alec Baldwin runs out in his tighty whities, and the man has back hair. And you would never, ever see a man in a movie in 2019 with back hair.
Didn't we just talk about this with straight men and like their tighty whities and stuff though the other day? Like we're like, oh, a gay guy in like briefs or whatever, not hot. A straight guy in briefs, hot.
Right.
Like,
Well, and like even more like talking about like the body hair thing. Like I don't know when like you had like Burt Reynolds posing in Playgirl
On
the
that
bear
bear
rug.
rug.
exactly
Yes.
covered with hair. Alec Baldwin covered with hair. Somehow in the 90s we went to more of like the Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, skinny white boy with no hair on their chest,
Just ripped
and
muscles, yeah.
just ripped muscles, and that's
But a lot of that was them forming to what Hollywood thought that everybody wanted. It's like, like actresses and
Yeah,
stuff. Like they
but-
want them to be like 10 pounds.
Yeah, but what changed?
What changed? What happened in the 90s that made that?
Everybody just started being honest about what they wanted and drinking more.
Well, thank God. Drink up. Find me attractive.
Yeah, but no. So I think it's very interesting that we shifted from hairy to really skinny whatever, and then now we're kind of back to like the more like you see someone like a Nick Jonas, a Jason Momoa, who've recently been in the news for their dad bods, which
Who
Sign
doesn't
me
love a
up.
good dad bod? Like Chris Pratt, is that his name?
Chris Pratt.
Yeah,
yes.
he was like he had a huge dad bod going on, and then he got like super ripped for all his roles. I mean, he looks good either way.
100%.
I'll take him either way.
So I'm glad you brought up Chris Pratt because I have him on the list. Talking about Hollywood, people in Hollywood who've either been just flat out body shamed because of their weight, or because people have been offered roles and then told, oh, you need to look a certain way for this role. So I think for one of the very first times in my life when I realized that someone was an actress in Hollywood is being body shamed was Kirstie Alley. And she was on Cheers, obviously really thin, and maybe it was because she wasn't working, but she got bigger. And she was all over the tabloids. Every time you went into a convenience store or whatever, her face was plastered. And they always choose like the worst pictures of these celebrities when they're talking about them. Oh, Kirstie Alley's so big, she can't even get out of bed now. But then she started kind of working that to her advantage, and she had the show Fat Actress, where she kind of made fun of herself.
I mean, it could be part of the Scientology thing too. We don't know.
Oh, is she part of that?
Oh yeah, her and John Travolta are
geez,
they're big. She was
Look who's talking.
She shamed like Leah Remini when she came out with the show and everything. She was a huge voice against her.
That's definitely it. But I remember Howard Stern also making fun of Sam Smith when Sam Smith first broke into the scene. And now look at Sam. Sam is much thinner.
Sam is living his best life.
Yeah,
Yes, he is.
but even then, earlier this year, he posted a photo to Instagram. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it was about he was getting photographed with a photographer, and he was very much like, I've never felt more confident with this photographer. He did it with his shirt off, and he goes, I'm not sucking in. Like, my belly is exposed, whatever. And he goes, it's not, a six-pack. It's not, something very... what you guys consider, not an Adam Levine, very thin type body.
I think that's the era we're living in now. Like
100%.
Kourtney Kardashian was just praised on Instagram for not editing out her stretch marks, and like now some other pregnant actresses do, and I can't think of her name, but I mean like actresses and actors are being praised for it, and I think you should who has the energy to devote that much time eat the cheeseburger, take the vacation, live your life. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
if I like food too much.
Right.
If I'm making $10 million a film, I'm for sure eating the best cheeseburger at the fucking
Whatever I
restaurant.
want.
You're lucky I don't have a McDonald's in my house.
But like
100%.
someone else who has been up and down with their weight and has been criticized a lot is Christina Aguilera.
100%.
I just read an article though about her first divorce and what her ex-husband did to her. Basically told her right after their son was born, he's just not in love with her, and was terrible to her. And
Was that because of her personality?
I don't know. It's just she went through a lot of
diva?
stuff with her dad. She could be a diva. I don't know.
But you know what? I want to say fuck them.
Right.
You just gave birth. Your body's not your own. You're recouping from this, a miracle, but at the exact same time, this traumatic thing that just happened to your body. You grew a human being inside of you. Excuse fucking you. I'm allowed to have a bad day.
Isn't that the worst too when it's a man shaming them because you're this woman just grew a human? Because I mean, just speaking as a man, if you were to have something like kidney stones, could you the pain that you have to go through? This woman just gave birth to a child.
Well, and not even that. She grew up for 9 months.
Right.
Your hormone levels are crazy. You are allowed to take a minute. And the fact that this man came up to her, even if it was 2 or 3 months afterwards, I'm just not in love with you for the person that you've become or the person that you are. Fuck you.
Well, she got her new man now, and she got a new baby with them.
Yeah,
so.
she's living her best life.
Praise
but
Christina.
yeah. But it's just I don't get it. How dare you?
And CJ, I think you're beautiful as
Well,
a bear.
thank you very much. I just real quick, we don't have to talk a lot in depth with these people, but Kelly Clarkson's another one. Huge career right now. Girl is working 78 jobs.
Yeah.
She is thinner now, but she's been very in the public eye. She's had a lot lot of
She's hit too.
Well,
but
she
yeah,
seems like she's
back
been
to
pregnant
back.
for 17
She
years.
had
She's no Gosling.
she back-to-back babies. But you're right, her weight has always fluctuated since her American Idol days, and it just sucks. And another one that's very similar is Adele.
Right.
There's another one that's gone they can sing so well, and the fact that we focus so much on what they look like and their clothing, it's a real shame because man, they are if you ask two of the best singers that our generation is producing is a Kelly Clarkson and Adele.
Right.
They are just slamming it out of the ballpark. And the fact that we're just oh, but we're putting on the front page of,
Right.
Us Weekly because, she chose the wrong floral print, which, FYI, there's no right floral print. There's
Tyra Banks said it. Kiss my ass.
She did, yeah.
Well, the last celebrity I want to bring up because she is all about body positivity is Lizzo. Huge right now.
Out of
and
Detroit.
She rocks her body. She'll wear a unitard on stage playing her flute
Playing
at
her
the same
flute.
time.
Playing her little
Talking
flute.
about her tempo. Like,
Yeah.
girl is really rocking body positivity right now.
Go, Lizzie. Show 'em.
I saw this quote today that kind of like wraps up into that, is that they were like, beauty fades. Marry somebody that can make you laugh. And it was like this old couple, and the wife was in the hospital and she was like real sick. You could see she was hooked up to everything, but like her husband was just making her laugh. And it's so true. Like, beauty fades. Like, that's all my friends, like you guys, I love everyone that we hang out with, like, because everyone just has a good personality and brings it. Like, it's body weight's gonna fluctuate. I mean, as long as you love you, what else do you need?
Well, and let's be honest, the three of us have rarely missed a meal. We like our booze,
Listen,
we like our food.
I grew up with 4 boys. If you didn't eat, you didn't eat. Okay.
Yeah, big Catholic family. There's like a meal, like it was a reason to celebrate was for a meal. Like, yeah, 100%. But even, and I think we touched on it a little bit, was like, especially on the Christina, is talking about, someone that has been through the limelight, has been around for so long, and has gone through like ups and downs and ins and outs, and is just really like still like living her best life, and is actually like probably in like the prime of her career. Is Eric, do you want to?
Yes. So this week, I don't know, I've just been on a little bit of a Reese Witherspoon kick.
Love her.
Like, all of her movies have been on, and I've been Snapchatting it. Like, I had a friend at work was like, what movie is this? And it's when she's coming up the escalator, and Ryan Phillippe's
know
at
it.
the top, and she's
Yes.
like, I'm impressed, and he's like, I'm in love. I'm like, how do you not know? Like, Cruel Intentions. This is like one of the best movies.
That
1999.
iconic scene right there.
And then you said you had watched Legally Blonde, was it?
oh, I could watch that all the time.
Yeah, and I had watched Sweet Home Alabama, and then
So good.
Fear was on. Mark Wahlberg was in Royal Oak yesterday. But I was like, it is like, this girl has been in so many movies. So she started in 1991 with The Man on the Moon. Her leading...
1991?
Yes,
Wow.
Man on the
I didn't
Moon.
realize
Sam
that.
Waterston played her dad, and Jason London was the love interest. It was a very big movie. Her next movie wasn't until Freeway with Kiefer Sutherland,
Never saw that one.
1996. I'm sure she did like maybe a couple indie films or something.
I think she did like Knots Landing, but like Lonesome Dove or Peaceful Dove. She did a TV show in that time.
But she's done so many, like Fear, Pleasantville, Cruel Intentions. I loved Election. It was one of those
Oh
dark
my
comedy. It was
God.
like, I just loved
guys, I was Tracy Flick. Like,
it. Why does that not surprise
I
me?
was Tracy Flick. Like, I saw that movie and I was like, yes, I'm gonna do this. Like,
I mean, she did, Walk the Line. Obviously, she won her Oscar for Four Christmases, This Means War, Wild. Like, she's had such a big career. Now she's kind of branching more into television.
She's getting into producing now.
Yeah, she did Big Little Lies, which I loved. Madeline Martha McKenzie.
Oh my God.
It was great. She's got a new show coming out with Jennifer Aniston. She's got a new show coming out with Kerry Washington. Like, what is your all-time favorite Reese Witherspoon movie?
all-time favorite Reese. You know what? Man, that's so hard.
I think mine is Sweet Home Alabama. I really do. When Josh Lucas walks down the stairs and they're in the glass blowing store, and her one friend, and he's like, "Oh, I saw him first," and they're like, "I think he's already taken." I'm like, I just love that movie.
Is that a baby in the bar?
So that's one of my favorite lines.
Same.
But where was she born? Because she does
Tennessee, that's her
okay,
son's
I was
name.
going to say
I don't
she
think
does,
she was born in Tennessee. I think she was raised in Tennessee.
Okay.
She does a southern accent very well, and even now when she's in Big Little Lies, when she's living in California or wherever it takes place, like she still has a little bit of that southern accent.
Southern twang.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I saw that meme today. It was like, "Why do you want to marry me anyway? So I can kiss you anytime I want."
It's so cute. Well, I think my favorite is probably Cruel Intentions, just because it was such a defining moment. I was 14 years old, and I just love that movie so much. I think I had it on VHS, DVD. Eventually bought it on like digital somewhere because I just
And
love
that
it
put
so
Bittersweet Symphony
much.
on the map too,
Right.
Well, and even like she was in the music video for, I want to say like Marcy Playground. They hit that soundtrack is an episode into itself. That soundtrack is so iconic. The whole I think it's Colorblind by the Counting Crows is what's playing as
Okay.
she's coming up the escalator to Ryan Phillippi, who she later goes on to marry. They met on the set. They marry. They had Ava and Deacon, and then he fucks the nanny.
Damn you, Ryan.
What? Oh,
Right, in real life. In real life,
I
not
thought
in
it was
the movie.
no. I thought it was. Oh, in real life, no. I thought he
Was-
was having an affair with Abby Cornish. I thought it was on the set of a movie.
Nanny.
Oh, sure. You know
Maybe
what?
not.
No, I think that's the Jude Law you guys were looking for.
Didn't they all do a
Didn't
nanny?
they all
at
do a
some point?
nanny? Yeah. I think Gavin Rossdale did a nanny to Gwen. Like, they all do the
Who
nanny.
is picking these? First of all,
First of all,
get you a gay male nanny.
Yes.
Well, not us. We'd be like, no, we want like the hottest girl ever. Like,
if they're gonna,
Hide your husbands.
we're looking for a hag.
exactly. If I could be the next nanny on the list, sign me up.
Can we start a reality show finding all these Hollywood housewives nannies?
One I've never. Have you ever seen Legally Blonde 2?
I've seen them multiple times.
Yeah.
Is Legally Blonde 2? I've never seen it all the way through.
Listen,
seen it all the way
it's
through.
not-
You know how you made me watch Sex in the City too?
Yeah.
You should watch Legally Blonde.
I'm not
too.
big into sequels, and this was a conversation me and Dan had the other day. Like, there's rare movies where sequels are better than the first one. Like, Back to the
it's-
Future 2 is a good one, but, like, there's not a lot of sequels that are better than the first movie.
It's not better than
It's
the
not
original.
better.
Then
but it's still cute.
It's still cute. Yeah,
They-
I didn't mess with any of the.
They really push the cheasy and the
Twins
stereotypes and everything in that movie. But I could watch it right now. Put it on.
Okay. Well,
But and even more like, and this is gonna sound terrible because I love me some Reese Witherspoon, but there are a lot of people who do not. There are people that find
Who are these
her-
people?
I know.
we have a friend who doesn't like him or like her. Sorry.
But we're not gonna put anyone on Front Street.
What a ginger.
Well, and even I have two really close friends from college that are just like, nope, not about her, not having it. And I'm just like, I've never gotten it because like, and I get she had the America's Sweetheart vibe for a while, but then like she, got her Oscar. And then I really think after the divorce from Ryan, she went through like a little bit of a spiral. Like she went through like, she didn't have a lot of movies out. She was kind of doing what she wanted. And then I think she was like, oh, like I'm in my 30s and Hollywood doesn't really have a place for me. So she
did
Made
get
her
a
own.
spot on Friends Girl.
she
was
did.
like-
She did. But like at the exact same time, then she's like, I'm gonna make a place for me.
herself, yeah.
And that's when she started her production company, and she produced Gone Girl.
When she was making the movie This Means War, wasn't she single at that point, or was she married to her now husband? I can't remember. When she's with Tom Hardy and Chris Pine, when she's like playing them both, I was like, live your best life. I was
Yeah.
like,
I hated that movie.
did you?
That's
I
probably
liked that movie.
my
So
least favorite.
those are in my non-Reese years, so I never saw it.
I like it. It was a good movie. Plus, I'm a huge Chris Pine fan.
Yeah, for me though, my favorite will always be Legally Blonde, the original. That I think put her in a new bracket.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah, so good.
Okay, I guess we'll agree to disagree.
But even then, like, so I think she had this like America's Sweetheart type role. But you guys have seen her arrest video, right?
I did.
All right, her arrest video gives me life. It made me love her in a whole new way. Reese, if for some reason you ever listen to this and you were just like, who is this little fucker? I just want you to know that I love you. I mean it so much. But when you got out of that cop car and they arrested you and you said, this is beyond. This is beyond. Do you know who I am? I hope one day that if I do get arrested, I pull that because it's so iconic to me and I love it so much. Like, it's just little, and her Southern Belle comes out real
Right.
deep. It's like,
Well, not to mention she can like pass for her daughter. Like her daughter should just steal her mom's ID and use it as
Oh,
her,
for
like,
sure.
They are twins. Twinning.
but and like even like her husband, I forgot the name of her second husband, Jim.
I believe. Jim
Ooh.
Toth. I believe is that his name.
Sure,
I think it is.
I know their son's name is Tennessee.
Tennessee.
But yeah, and he's like, and because they got pulled over. Because they were, cops pulled him over. They pulled him out, and she just heard the little Southern Belle in her was just like, "Why are you arresting? I'm an American citizen. I'm an American citizen. I get to demand to know what's going on here." And he's like, "Get back in the car, man. Get back in the car." And even you're right, it's Jim Toth. Now that I think about this, and he's like arresting her, and he's like, "Ma'am, ma'am." And after he gets her in the cop car, and she's still like, "I demand to know I'm an American citizen." He looks at Jim and is just like, I warned her. I tried. And he's like, I get it. Like, you can tell that they just had too much to drink and they should have got an Uber. But,
Do you think, now that you've said that, do you think that maybe that scene with Laura Dern in Big Little Lies where her husband's getting arrested and she's like, why are you arresting him? I need to know. Do you think that was based on that a little bit?
I really hope so.
maybe.
I really hope so because Renata is my spirit animal.
Now that all makes sense.
Love me some Renata. But yeah, so like, I mean, Reese Witherspoon, just been through like the ups and the downs, and I think she was for a while she was one of the highest paid actresses
Yes.
in Hollywood. Good
She's
for
up
you.
there, with Julia,
She could be the next Meryl Streep.
Meg Ryan. Like, she's like those America sweetheart roles,
Yeah, but I mean, then like she's really like so. Cruel Intentions came out in 1990, and like so Cruel Intentions was 1999.
Election was
Election
99.
and then Legally Blonde was 2000.
2001. Sweet Home Alabama was 2002. Walk the Line was 2005.
So she's approaching she's in her 20th
Right.
year and being like a main name in Hollywood.
Major, yeah.
And still like she's like commanding now with Big Little Lies. She won her Emmy. She's got the E and the O in EGOTing.
she just needs the T and the
The
Grammy.
G, yeah. Let her narrate a book.
Perfect.
Get her the G, and then getting the Tony's easy if you're a celebrity. Like you just do a one man stage play or whatever.
Yeah, pick a good show that has a good leading actress, and then she's got it.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, to make it 20 years in Hollywood as a female, good for you.
Yes.
Good for you, girl.
Next
Keep-
Meryl Streep.
Yes, you do, you Reese. And you know what? She still looks really fucking hot.
She does.
Her
Witherspoon is beautiful.
If you've not seen her IMDb photo, it is gorgeous. It's her in this like teal dress. I think at the Emmys, and she's doing that that straight hair. It's a good look for her.
Well, now she's got her new show that's going to be on Apple Plus or whatever that new streaming thing is. That she's
No, it's Apple.
oh,
she's not only producing, but she's a
well, the
lead
Apple
in it.
show is Jennifer Aniston. Isn't the one on Hulu with Kerry Washington?
Oh, I don't know where the Kerry Washington one is.
I
All the
believe
Little
it's on
Fires.
Hulu. Yes.
Oh, good. I have Hulu.
But you read the books. You already know what
I
happens.
do.
You're a reader.
All
You're
the
a
Little
reader.
Fires by Celeste Ning, I want to say.
I'm a reader, but in a different way. Like, I'll read you.
Oh Lord. But yes. So she's producing.
She's doing everything.
Yeah, and she's even producing projects for other people, which is so great. And she's like, number one thing, she's like getting women in film roles and trying to make sure that their voices are heard, and that's super important because, like we always say, visibility matters. But so kind of going from there.
Ooh, my favorite game.
We like to end every podcast with a little bit of game like we like to call Fuck, Marry, Kill. And inspired by our little Reese and our other divorcees, we're going to do the Ryans.
Hottest Ryan.
So we have 3 Ryans, and we're all going to go through and do ours. And the 3 Ryans that you have to fuck, marry, kill are Ryan Phillippe.
How do we
Ryan
say Felipe,
whatever. Does anyone know how to say that last name?
I don't know. Probably
Ryan
I meant to
P.
look it up. Ryan P.
Obviously, she doesn't because she didn't change her name. Hey.
Yeah. With her spoon or without her spoon. Then so Ryan Phillippe, Ryan Gosling, and Ryan Reynolds.
Mr. Blake Lively.
All right. So, who wants to start first?
You can start.
I'll start first. This is really easy. It was real easy. I made it like in 10 seconds. Fuck Ryan Gosling, marry Ryan Reynolds, kill the man who cheated on Reese Witherspoon.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
Why?
Yeah, I'm like,
Why?
I'm going to need some reasoning.
And I know I feel so terrible that this is not one of my only reasons, but Ryan Reynolds is 6'2". Ryan Gosling is like 6'1", and Ryan Phillippe's like 5 something.
That's your whole reasoning?
No, he also cheated on Reese Witherspoon,
my
and I want
God.
him dead.
You know
like
what?
a
If we
tall
ever ran
guy.
into him and he tried to pick you up, I'm going to be like, oh, no, Josh, you can't go home with him
And
because
I'm
he
sorry.
cheated on Reese Witherspoon.
Ryan Reynolds will make you laugh. He'll make you feel great. He's the one you want. You get to marry him, so you get to have sex with him for the rest of your life. Ryan Gosling, you know, he's had Rachel McAdams. He's had Sandra Bullock. He's had Eva Mendes. You know, I feel like he's Canadian. Both of Ryan's Canadian?
Yes, they're both
Yes.
Canadian.
And the other one's, I think Ryan Phillippe's from like Rhode Island or Delaware or something. Yeah, no, I just, Ryan Reynolds will make me laugh the rest of my days and make me feel good. And, even if you roast me on Instagram like he does Blake Lively, like, I'm okay with that. So, Ryan Gosling, though, I you know what kind of ruined it Ryan Gosling for me? Did you guys ever see that movie where he was in love with the mannequin with the
Oh,
dummy?
Lars and the Real Girl? No, I've never seen it, but he was
No.
nominated for an Oscar for that.
Don't do it. Don't do it. And also the Murder by Numbers where he wants to kill Sandra Bullock.
Oh, and he
then
keeps sticking his tongue out?
Yeah, no, not about it. And like, Ryan was back on the Mickey Mouse Club back in the day.
JT
so
and Brittany.
So,
All right,
But,
CJ.
all right, that's Josh.
What's yours?
So now I had this all figured out, and now Josh has actually persuaded me, maybe a little bit.
Nailed it.
So, oh gosh, now I don't know who. I would probably just fuck them all, and then kill 2, and then whoever's left I'd marry. But I would probably fuck Ryan Reynolds, but I would have to have him fuck me in the Deadpool outfit or a little kink.
So specific.
Ryan P. I was gonna marry, but now that you brought up all the stuff with Reese and everything, I kind of just want to kill him. Yesterday I watched First Man with Ryan Gosling, and I was gonna kill him because he was absolutely boring in that film. And I even thought, well, is he really just portraying Neil Armstrong? Was Neil Armstrong this dry and boring, or is this just Ryan Gosling's like normal?
Neil Armstrong was on the moon. There's no way he's boring.
Yeah, but he was a scientist too.
Was he though?
Oh, we don't have time for a
That
truther
is for
episode.
another episode. So I guess I would fuck Ryan Reynolds, marry Ryan Gosling, and then kill
Ryan Phillippe.
Ryan P.
Okay.
Okay. So I agree with Josh completely. I mean, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively on social media, like they're like the cutest. Like he's so cute to her. Like she's so cute to him. Like yeah, he would make me laugh. He's not hard to look at. What's the movie with Steve Carell and the redheaded girl?
Emma Stone?
Yes, Emma Stone. What is the
Oh.
movie where he does the dirty dancing lift?
That's Ryan Gosling. right?
Yeah. But what's the name of that movie?
Oh my gosh. And Julianne Moore.
Yes. Anyways, that is the reason that I would fuck Ryan Gosling, because do the dirty dancing lift, make me a Manhattan, and let's do this.
Every time I take off my wedding ring and I see the tan line, I think of that movie. Because of the scene with the tan line.
Oh, I know what scene you're talking
Yeah.
about. And then I would kill Ryan Phillippe.
Yeah. Yeah. You did Reese wrong, and we stand behind Reese.
And she's got awards, and what do you have?
Correct.
A pretty face?
Yeah.
Hi.
This is beyond.
He's still pretty to look at.
He is still very pretty to
Oh,
look at.
yeah. I mean, very pretty. And that, like I said, Cruel Intentions, that butt, when he turned around in that pool, Reese Witherspoon, that look on her face, same.
I
I
don't know
did
if
like his name in that movie, Sebastian.
I bet his butt does not look that way, though, anymore.
No, it's probably all saggy and
Well,
gross.
does
Are
he,
you talking about Ryan Phillippe still? No, he
Yes.
works out like a maniac. Are you kidding me?
does he do anything? Has he been in anything?
Yeah, he's
had that-
collecting that or the alimony check from Reese Witherspoon.
No, because now he's got another baby from another girl.
The
so-
girl from Pitch Perfect. Alexis
What?
Knapp.
Right, the one that
Yeah.
was pregnant. And they had to, like
The one
kind of
that-
write her out of the film.
The
or-
the hoe in the movie.
I've learned so
Stacy.
much. Well, that's
Stacy.
perfect.
Yeah, they had a baby together.
That's absolutely
Kaya,
perfect for
I
him.
think they were together, and then when they split up, that's when she told him she was pregnant. But
Yeah, and in the
she
third
didn't
film,
give his name.
yeah. Well, I'm sure she listed it on the birth
Did
certificate.
they kill her off in the third film? I can't remember.
No, she was only on for a brief second because she had a baby, because she was actually having a baby.
Yeah. Babies having babies. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to the Gayest podcast ever. We had such a great time with you, and we can't wait to do this again. You can check us out on all of our socials. You can find us on Facebook at the Gayest podcast ever. Find us on Instagram at the Gayest podcast ever. Find us on Twitter at Gayest podcast. And then you could also check us out on Spotify. Oh my gosh, all of them. We have all the
Wherever you
socials.
listen to your podcast.
Yeah. Oh, yes, all of them. And if not there, we'll be coming there soon. We promise. Thank you, guys. Have a great one.
Have a good night.
Bye.